National circuit at Silverstone provides the venue for round 6 of the 1991 ESSO Superlube Saloon Car Championship. Today, for the first time, the size of the entry this year has required splitting of the races, and we look at classes A and B, the over 3 litre and 2 to 3 litre cars. Steve Griffin's BMW, the black car there, quickest in Class B. After 5 rounds, Matthew Neal comfortably leads Class A from Frank Greenway, with Griffin also in a comfortable lead of Class B from Soames Langton. These two, though, will be on the lookout for Kurt Luby.
Traffic's going to be a big problem, although today they have split up to 2 of the classes away from us, so that should make it a bit easier. But even so, with the times as close as they are, it's going to be a very good race.
And we've seen some dramas in practice for your teammate Peter Tyson.
Yes, we have. Unfortunately, Peter touched another car and slid off into the gravel trap, and it's toppled over onto its roof, and as you can see, the mechanics are busy cleaning the car and trying to get ready for the race.
Development progresses on the Rob Squires Skyline.
We've got it down to a reasonable pace at the moment. It's just purely and simply not quick enough. We've got quite a bit of problem with the back suspension on it. At the moment we're running 900-pound springs and we want to run 700s. So at the moment, going through the slow speed corners, that's where I'm losing most of my time. Through the medium speed corners, the car's very, very good, if not better than anybody else's, I think.
We've qualified third, just a few tenths off the front 2 cars. We think we're in the best position on the grid. In third position, we've got the inside line for Cops Corner. The front 2 cars always sometimes hesitate a little bit with it being a rolling start. The dilemma, shall we go, shan't we go, when the pace car pulls off. We're happy.
So then, with the Rover Vitesse ESSO Superlube pace car leading the field away on its final warming up lap before the rolling start, we have a quick glance down the grid. Matthew Neal on pole position for the 5th time in 6 races. Paul Lee lining up alongside him. It's the 2nd time he's been there. Frank Greenway, David Pinkney on row 2. Peter Clark, John Pye on row 3. Lionel Abbott and Heather Bailey on the 4th row. In car then with Matthew Neal, having gone through the final complex of corners before Woodcote on this warm-up lap. Behind the Rover, superb field of ESSO Superlube Saloons at Silverstone today. The Nissan to the fore, ahead of the Cosworth-powered Fords, and as they come along to cross the line, the lights will flash from red to green, and away they go up towards Woodcote on the first lap. And it's not Frank Greenway's green car that you see that makes a good start. It's in fact Dave Pinkney who comes up very close to the tail of Matthew Neal as they go into Scots for the first time. Super start there also for Lionel Abbott, and Abbott up into 2nd place in the Saab 9000, highest that's run at any stage really so far this year. In car though with Matthew's going to be passed by Lionel Abbott, or is he? That's Lionel's car, you can just see on the left there, on the right of the screen as we look at them head on. But no, Matthew Neal, as they go through Beckett's for the first time, takes the lead of this round 6 of the Superlube series, with Pinkney there challenging. Lionel Abbott tucked in behind him. You can see the lilac car of Paul Lee there as well. Lionel's white Saab, they're looking to left and right, trying to find a way past Matthew Neal in the Nissan. Paul Lee now up to 3rd. Frank Greenway still there though. That's the yellow skyline of Rob Squires, who we talked to earlier on, and then the BMW's following along behind him. Back with the leaders though, Nissan, Saab, Ford. First time I'm almost certain this year that we've had 3 different makes of car in the top 3 places, even at the end of the first lap of the Superlube race. Heather Bailey there in 7th place chasing on, and Graham Coombs leading Class B at the moment. Kurt Luby there in 3rd place in the class, Steve Griffin in 2nd. Very good start there for Coombs too. We're in car with Kurt Luby, 3rd in the class at the moment. That's James Prokofsky's Sierra ahead of him there, just diving past Steve Griffin. Griffin then 2nd in the class. Graham Coombs a little way ahead, still leading. As we go back to the overall leaders, Matthew Neal still ahead, Lionel Abbott, Paul Lee, Dave Pinkney, then Peter Clark, Frank Greenway. And there's contact there. Rob Squires bumps over the curb in his Nissan Skyline, making contact with, that's Jeremy Rossiter there in the SPAC Sapphire. Jeremy making only his 2nd appearance in the championship this year in this Kevin Maxton prepared car, and it looks to me as though Jeremy ain't going no further. He returned to the leading group as they come through the new little chicane at the end of the club straight. Still Graham Coombs there, and the Dayglow car leads Class B. Kurt Luby finding his way back past James Prokofsky in the Sierra. James Prokofsky takes some slightly unusual lines through the complex, not the same as everyone else's. Cops again, Neal, Abbott, Lee, that's Dave Pinkney there in the Warranty Holdings car. Then Peter Clark, Frank Greenway, Heather Bailey, John Pye. John Pye having a very good run this year, having started in his best grid position so far. Lots of locked brakes there from the Saab. Quite a heavy motor car, that Saab. We glance back down to the Class B battle again. We see now that the black BMW M3 of Steve Griffin's got into the lead of Class B. Still, there's the Sierra there of James Brokowski in the middle of all of that. That's sort of allowing Steve Griffin to pull away at the moment. We're in car again with Kurt Luby. We've got the M3 of Graham Coombs directly ahead of us, looking at the outside as we go down to the complex. No, but diving up the inside, moving, I would imagine, up into second place, just trying to glance in the rearview mirror to see what's happened to the Graham Coombs car. Is he alongside? No, he isn't. So Kurt Luby then up into second place in the 3 litre class. James Brokowski is still there in the middle of that battle. We see them from the outside. Luby running rather wide, kicking up a lot of dust. Coombs right on his tail still. That battle by no means over yet. Passing the pits then, Griffin from Luby, from Coombs, with Brokowski in the middle of them at the moment. And just behind Coombs there we caught a glimpse of Peter Tyson, obviously having recovered from his practice dramas, in 4th place in the class at the moment, with Soames Langton, who's second in the table behind him. Back in car once again with Kurt Luby down through the gears, and James Brokowski makes a real mess of Beckett's there, spinning off into the gravel trap. He looks as though he's damaged the front bumper a bit there. Then that may well mean he becomes a retirement, but we'll see. Second place battle this is. We didn't see Matthew Neal there, so he's pulled away in the Nissan in the lead, but this is Lionel Abbott defending his second place in the Saab, but not very successfully. These 2 Essex drivers, Paul Lee from Hornchurch and from Bradfield, Lionel Abbott. Terrific side-by-side battle there. Lee it is who goes up into second place, I think, unless, well, no, Lionel Abbott fights back, and they're side-by-side, literally, as they cross the line at the end of the lap. What's going to happen as they come up to Cops? There's Matthew Neal in the skyline. And David Pinkney's in there as well in the Warranty Holdings car. Still there side by side. Lionel really putting on a terrific performance in the Saab 9000 here at Silverstone today. 2.3 litres now the engine's gone up to, from 2 litres last year. And obviously that's helping him a bit. But no, Lee now is up into second place with Lionel having to sit behind him. There we just saw the Jeremy Rossiter car, so he definitely is retired, we know that much. And there's Rob Squires. He hasn't retired from that earlier contact with Rossiter, but he's about to be lapped by race leader Matthew Neal. Paul Lee still second, Lionel Abbott now third, Dave Pinkney fourth, and Frank Greenway there, just as we mentioned his name, challenges successfully to move up into 5th place, getting past fellow Yorkshireman Pete Clark in the process, and Pete Clark coming under a challenge from a brake-locked Heather Bailey.